We have a very special guest in the studio right now alongside us, Kaylin.
That's true. She is a best-selling author and one of the most sought-after inspirational speakers of today. 김수영님, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, welcome back to the show.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, when was the last time you were here?
I think it was May last year.
Last year, May. Goodness, it's been a long time, almost a whole year.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, good to see you again.
And I remember sitting outside the studio listening to you on Morning
you were
Day.
there.
Yeah, and it was really, really
At the time, it was
amazing.
just two of us,
Yeah.
Steve and I.
Yeah. 새해 복 많이 받으세요.
감사합니다.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Did you have a nice holiday so far, anyway?
Oh, absolutely. I had
Yeah.
a great time with my family.
Awesome. Did you have to travel outside of the city? Where is your family located?
They live in Yeosu, in
Oh,
전라남도.
way down there.
I heard it's beautiful there.
I've been to
It
Yeosu
is.
before.
You've been
yeah,
there.
because the International Expo was there
It was
a few years
in
ago.
2012.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I did a radio show down there at that time. What a beautiful place.
It is,
Yeah.
indeed.
Very quiet seaside town, Kaylin. You should go check it out
Yeah,
sometime.
I should. I've always looked into it, but never got to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's pretty far down there, isn't it? It's
Maybe next time,
Yeah, as far down as you can go, actually. All right. Well, as many of our listeners know, Kim Soo Yung has become synonymous with dreams, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're the author of the bestsellers. It's plural.
Thank you.
당신의 꿈은 무엇입니까? And also Dream Recipe, right?
And two other books as well.
Oh, two other books.
I've written 4 books, yeah.
Wow. And you've visited dozens of countries, you've accomplished lifetime dreams, and you've been living an exemplary life to teach and share with others what living by one's dreams is all about. Right?
Do you feel uncomfortable when people talk about your accomplishments and your achievements?
No, I'm fine.
You're okay with it?
I'm just trying to be humble.
Yeah, right.
Oh, so you were
because
acting.
Kaylin said 2 books. Soo Yung said, well, actually, it's 4 if we're being factual here. So what's been going on since last May then?
Since last May, there have been a lot of new adventures as well. So I started writing songs. So today I'm gonna play the 2 songs I've
Awesome.
written lyrics, and I had a performance in a jazz club as a singer, and also I started my own talk show on an internet like a program. So I started that 3 months ago.
It's not from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., is it?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah. We can promote that for you then. Yeah, no problem.
What else? A lot of things, yeah.
Been busy, huh? Yeah. All right, well, let's listen to a song and then we're going to chat. Well, we're going to chat all morning, aren't we? We're going to be here for the whole show, so this is going to be great. This is from J Rabbit, and this was recommended by you, Soo Yung. So
Yeah.
can you tell us why you wanted to recommend this song?
This song makes me happy. It's just listing things you love.
Oh, okay.
Immediately you feel much better. So
Is-
whenever I feel blue, I listen to this song.
Oh, so is that the same song from The Sound of Music?
Yeah, it is, but sung by a Korean band, J Rabbit.
Oh, right on. J Rabbit. The original was from The Sound of Music. This is their take on it. My Favorite Things. You're listening to Morning Special on this very special edition of our program today on this Tuesday morning. For today, we're joined by songwriter, singer,
Author.
inspirational
Inspirational speaker.
friend, coworker.
Wow, the list goes on.
The list goes on. Dreamer, traveler. What else, Soo Yung?
I think Dreamer is enough.
Kim Soo Yung is with us today, and she is going to be with us for the whole show. Oh yes, Bollywood actress.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, you've got to hear the stories. I mean, you heard
I
them
was
last
there,
May,
yeah.
but you missed that part of the interview.
Maybe I went
Okay.
to the bathroom or something.
Okay, Soo Yung, go on then. Just quickly tell her that story then.
So I'm the first Bollywood actress.
From Korea?
I'm from Korea. So I was on 2 films.
Did you dance and sing?
So one of them, yes, and the other one I acted.
Wow.
So she made a decision. She had this bucket list of was 73 items.
At the time, yeah. Now 83.
It's now 83.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll catch up on the
Yeah.
next 10. So she decided that she wanted to be in a Bollywood movie. So with no connection to the Bollywood industry whatsoever, she went to India and just happened to get in touch with the people that she needed to get in touch with. And they said, okay, we're going to make your dream come true.
It's not that just happened. It was really a long story.
Just let me tell the story, Soo
But you
Yung.
are like a speak person for me. I'm really impressed.
Yeah, I'm your spokesperson, right?
Ah, it's so funny.
Yeah,
But
you-
anyways,
It's amazing, isn't it?
yeah. How long was the process to get
It
into
took
the
me
film?
3 months.
Oh,
But
okay.
I
That's it.
tried three times. Yeah.
It's exactly what Steve said. It was pretty short. It's
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah, exactly. We'll come back to that list a little bit later. So, like I said, Soo Young's with us today. We're going to have some special messages from our listeners as well throughout the course of the program, too. So, I guess a dream, Soo Young, for you is more than. It's not just a dream, because most people, when they talk about their dreams, I think they think, well, the reason they use the word dream is because it will never come true.
Yeah, they say one day,
Yeah.
when I'm rich, when I'm grown up, when I'm free, I will do this.
You don't think like that, though.
No, I write down my dream and I say, okay, I'm gonna do this by 2020. I'm gonna do this by 2030. Yeah.
Okay, so you have like a set deadline
Yeah.
for each dream.
Otherwise, dream is just a dream. But when you have deadline, it becomes a goal.
You came up with this after you overcame cancer, right? This is when you decided. Well, tell us about the thought process of how this list came about.
So at the time I was 24, I just joined Goldman Sachs, one of the most prestigious banks in the world. And then this happened. And at the time it was really devastating. I felt so like upset about the whole situation. But after the surgery and some time, I thought, I realized actually we may die at some point. And of course we all die, but then because I was so young that like death is something that really far away from my life. But then when I realized I could die at any point, I thought, I shouldn't waste my life like this doing something I don't like. So I started thinking, what do I really want to do in my life? Then I started listing everything that I want to do before I die. That's how I made my list.
And at the time, it was 73 items,
Yeah.
right?
But now you said how many?
83.
Ah,
I update the list every year.
aha.
But you have crossed many of those 73 things off the list so far, right? Well, speaking of plans and speaking of dreams, we got a message from one of our listeners who seems to have pretty much outlined her plans for this year, right?
Yep, it's Kim Aryam님, and the message says, 매년 초는 그 해의 꿈과 계획으로 부풀어 있고 의욕이 충만하죠. 지난해에 흐지부지된 계획은 올해는 이루고 말 것이라는 자신감과 함께 지난 것에 대한 후회와 나 자신에 대한 실망은 접어들 수 있는 좋은 기회. 제 다이어리에는 5가지 계획이 있습니다. So here are the 5 plans. All right. Number 1, 일주일에 책 한 권 읽기, reading a book a week. Number 2, 영어 문법책 한 권 독파. 회화 위주로 어릴 때 공부를 했는데요. 정작 한국 사람들이 강하다는 문법에 저는 너무 약합니다. So master an English grammar book. Number 3, 자기 전에 스마트폰 금지. 스마트폰 한 시간에 책 읽자는. Yeah, so don't look into your smartphones before going to bed.
An hour before?
Rather read at that time. Number 4, 긍정적인 생각과 말하기. Think positively and speak positively. And number 5, 자기 전 10분 스트레칭 하기. So yeah, stretch your body out 10 minutes before you go to sleep.
Very nice list of things to do this year.
Yeah. 이 모두가 자기 개발과 좋은 사람, 좋은 마음과 좋은 몸을 갖기 위한 계획과 꿈들입니다. 이번에 저 반만이라도 꼭 이루고 싶습니다. 모닝스페셜 가족분들도 꿈들 이루시길 기원합니다. 이 꿈을 모닝스페셜에서 방송해 주시면 그날은 제 생일이기도
와우.
해서 아주 특별한 꿈이 될 것 같습니다. 2월 9일, today
Happy birthday!
is my
Awesome.
birthday. 제 실제 생일이랍니다.
Happy birthday to you.
Well, you get the day off on your birthday.
I like the idea of this list because everything on this list seems very, very achievable.
Yeah, practical too.
I'm very
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah. So what was it again? Read a book a week.
Yeah.
Master a grammar book. No smartphone before going to bed. You're going to read a book instead. What was the fourth one?
Think positively and speak positively.
Think and speak positively and Stretching for 10 minutes.
Yeah, before going to
before
bed.
sleeping.
Yeah, 김아렴님, you have some practical lists on your plan.
I like it. I like that a lot. Well, that's what we're talking about today with our very special guest and also our messages from our listeners, hopes and dreams, and we're going to get some inspiration from this show this morning as well. We'll chat more after Lee Seung-hwan, 세 가지 소원. In the studio with us today is a very special guest of the program, Kim Suyoung, and we're going to talk about her story. And we have to get to her updated list of things, that the 10 new items on the list from the last time we spoke. But first, let's check out another message from one of our listeners, Kaylin.
All right, how about 배정식님? We have this message. It says, 저는 2016년도에 이루고 싶은 꿈이 하나 있는데요. 그것은 바로 만학도의 꿈에 도전하는 것입니다. 올해 제 나이 50살이지만 제가 집안 형편 때문에 전문대학을 졸업하고는 그토록 원했던 4년제 대학을 못 나온 게 두고두고 한이 된답니다. 그래서 다음 달 3월에 방송통신대학교 3학년에 편입할 계획으로 있습니다. 제가 원하는 학과에 입학하여 늦은 나이지만 그래도 올해와 내년 2년 동안 열심히 공부해서 4년제 대학교를 졸업하는 것이 저의 소박한 꿈이랍니다. 아내와 아들은 저더러 낮에 직장 다니고 밤에 공부하는 게 쉽지 않을 텐데 하겠냐며 걱정을 많이 하는데요. 하지만 저는 한번 마음 먹었으면 꼭 그 목표를 달성해야 직성이 풀리는 성격인지라 잘 해내리라 스스로 다짐해 봅니다. 올해 내가 도전하는 대학교 3학년 편입해서 늦은 나이에 공부하는 만학도의 꿈이 이루어지길 바라봅니다.
Wow.
Wow.
Respect.
Yeah, never too late to start anything, right? So
Of course.
배정식님 couldn't go to a 4-year university because his family wasn't well off.
Okay.
But this coming March, he will be going to, or he'll be transferring to the 방송통신 University.
Open University.
Yeah, I think it's Open
Cool.
University here in Korea. So although he's a little maybe late for going back to college, he's going to be working during the day and going to school in the evening.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be tired, you're going to be busy, but it's all going to be worth it in the end, right?
Of course.
Yeah. I remember when I was in university, so I was would have been 19 years old, 20 years old, and I remember one of the students in our class, I think in Canada, if you want to take university classes after the age of 60 or 65, they're free. All the classes are free. So one of the students in our class was about that age. And in the beginning, of course, young students, maybe they don't know about that rule about,
Sure.
so we just thought that she was just, going back to school. She was fantastic. She was one of the most outgoing students in the class, and she was always helping us and talking to us and asking us questions. She wasn't shy at all. And she became one of the favorite classmates of the professor and the other students, too.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, this story kind of reminds me of that one, and it is connected to the theme that you're right, it's never too late to start anything,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, very nice. Soo Yung, would you like to read the next message?
Sure. Yeah.
This one's from 곽경선님.
Okay. 요즘 많이들 쓰는 말 중에 이불 밖은 위험해라는 말이 있잖아요. 그 얘기가 꼭 제 이야기 같아요. 저는 30년 넘게 살면서 지금까지 대한민국에서 태어나고 자라면서 한 번도 멀리 나가본 적이 없어요. 외국 여행은 물론이고 국내 여행도 수학여행이나 대학 MT 때나 가봤죠. 제 인생 경로라고 해야 할까요? 제가 태어난 지역을 크게 벗어나지 않는 범위였습니다. 지금 생각하면 이 나이 먹고 뭐 했는지 모르겠네요. 나이가 더 먹기 전에 용기를 내야 할 것 같아요. 마침 원치 않게 일도 쉬게 되어서 시간도 많이 있겠다. 2016년 올해는 혼자 여행을 가보는 게 꿈이랍니다. 가까운 곳부터 한 곳 한 곳 가볼 예정이에요. 일을 그만두고 우울했었는데 여행지를 찾아보고 있다 보면 하루하루가 즐거워집니다. So 곽경선님, he wants to try to travel more and also go out of his comfort zone this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew there was a saying, 이불 밖은 위험해. It's dangerous outside your bed. Outside your blankets, your
Okay.
comfort zone, it's dangerous.
It's like a joke when it's really cold.
Uh-huh. That's what it means.
Okay. I can understand this. And this is why I came to Korea in the first place, actually, was because when you're from a place, it doesn't matter where you're from, and you look at that place on a map, and the map is blown up so you can see the details of that. So, for example, Nova Scotia in Canada, right? If you look at it at Nova Scotia enlarged, it looks like a big place. But if you pull back, it gets smaller and
And
smaller
smaller.
and smaller and smaller, and then all of a sudden your hometown is just a dot.
It's a speck.
It's a speck on the planet.
Right.
So when I realized that, I realized it's not that I don't like where I'm from. I love where I'm from, and I'm very proud of where I'm from. However, I really wanted to experience some other languages and cultures and people and foods and work, and that's why I came here in the first place. So I understand, Kyung-sun-nim, what you're saying, and I really hope that your dream comes true this year. I wonder, though, where do you start? The planet is a big place, right?
It is a huge place.
Where do you go first? Soo Yung, where did you want to go first when you decided?
For this person, I would recommend somewhere nearby,
Yeah.
like Japan, Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, because I think there are countries that are like psychologically closer,
Okay.
including like Western countries like Europe and US, Canada as well. While countries like India or like continents like Middle East or Latin America feel really far and maybe too challenging for first-time traveler.
Right. Good idea.
True.
Yeah, because the culture may be too different, right?
So I would recommend to go somewhere like for a short trip to somewhere in Asia.
Maybe a good idea too. Make your first trip a short one. Then the next one a little further away. Then a little further
exactly.
away. And then just keep going and going and
The
going.
more you see the world, the more you want to see more.
Yeah, that's a great plan. There you go. Let us know maybe in the next few months if you've started on that. We hope you can. We'll listen to another song, and then when we come back, I finally want to get to the updated bucket list for Soo Yung. Here's Jack Johnson, Hope. We have as a very special guest on our show today, Kim Suyoung, and her story. If there is an inspirational story out there, it has to be Kim Suyoung's story. We're also hearing that these messages from our listeners as well about their plans for 2016 on Morning Special on EBS FM today. So, before we get the updated list of the 10 new items from last year, can you tell our listeners who didn't hear the interview last time or maybe haven't read your books about the Age Mountain story? That was one that stood out for me. You wanted to celebrate your birthday
So
at a certain place exactly at the time. I love that. Yeah.
one of my dreams was to climb Mountain Kilimanjaro and also Everest. And one day when I was 29, I think it was like sometime in October or November, I realized, soon I'm gonna be 30. I got my 20s coming to the end soon. What should I do? And then I realized, okay, I want to be on top of Africa on the last day of my 20. So
wow.
I booked the flight to Tanzania, and I wrote on my Facebook updating my status. Anyone wants to join me to Kilimanjaro? And 5 friends joined us.
Really?
Did you know all of them?
Oh yeah, they are my friends.
Oh, they're
yeah.
your friends,
And
close friends.
6 of us went to Tanzania. We climbed Kilimanjaro, and I suffer from altitude sickness really badly. But then it was really challenging, but also at the same time very fulfilling experience as well, because when just about like we were climbing to this summit, I was almost dying, and I didn't realize how serious my condition was, but I was falling asleep.
Yeah, that's really dangerous when you get up there, isn't
Yeah.
Are you crying right now?
No.
No, it's
It
the
was like-
altitude in the studio.
It was like minus 20 degree, and I was falling asleep, and it was really dangerous. And so actually the mountain guide led my friends to go, and I was alone with the guide, and he was like holding me and shaking me. Soo-young, please don't fall asleep. You will die. Please wake up and just walk one step. And then I managed to survive that night, and then the sun rose, and obviously I gave up on climbing to the summit. But then everybody else came down from the summit except my friends, and I thought, why aren't they coming down? And I realized actually we made a promise that we will be there all together on top of the mountain and take a picture smiling. So I thought, oh my God, they might be waiting for me for that to keep that promise. Suddenly I got this.
Or maybe they just
super-
went down the other side of the mountain. We'll meet her back in Seoul.
I
She'll be
couldn't think
fine.
about it.
Oh, Steve.
So I suddenly got this supernatural power, and I climbed up really fast. And they were there, and we all kept the promise.
That's awesome.
And
That must be a
then-
great picture.
That was already hard enough, but then the next year I climbed to Everest.
Oh my gosh! Now listening to Soo Young's story, I'm guessing we're similar in age. I'm thinking, what did I do for my birthday when I almost turned 30?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
You were probably working, I bet. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, great memory. Working.
So what is one of the things on your updated bucket list then?
Updated.
One of the new 10 items.
Well, I updated them like years ago. But then now I have more dreams about helping people
Okay.
and more about family.
So what was the last one then? The last bucket list item that you wrote?
I don't know. I wrote quite a few altogether. So it's like a whole updating process. So it's not that I added one item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing gets worked on constantly.
Yeah, every year.
Got it.
Is buying a house one of your bucket?
I bought them a house
Them?
like
Oh.
6 years ago.
Oh, okay. Then maybe you can give good advice for this listener,
okay.
김외수님.
Okay.
안녕하세요. 꿈전도사 김수영 작가님. 2016년 올해 저의 이루고 싶은 꿈은 딱 하나뿐이랍니다. 그것은 바로 내 집 장만하는 것입니다. 결혼한 지 20년이 다 되어 가는데 아직도 남의 집 전세살이 신세를 못 면하고 2년마다 전세금 올려주느라 이리저리 돈 구하러 다니는 게 이제는 지쳤어요. 그리고 무엇보다 두 아들한테 너무 미안한 거 있죠. 대구에서 수원으로, 수원에서 서울로 이사를 하면서 벌써 학교를 몇 번씩이나 전학했는지 모른답니다. 그래서 올해는 무슨 일이 있어도 내 집 장만의 꿈을 꼭 이루어 더 이상 집 걱정하지 않고 살았으면 합니다. 물론 그러기 위해서는 그동안 모아둔 적금과 청약저축으로 아파트 분양을 받는 정보를 많이 알아야겠으며 또 어느 정도 대출이 가능한지도 파악하면서 나름대로 계획을 세워야겠습니다. 올해 저의 꿈이자 우리 가족의 소원인 내 집 장만의 꿈이 이루어졌으면 하고 그저 바랄 뿐입니다. Yeah, it's so hard buying a house in Korea. The real estate is so
Real
pricey.
estate is crazy.
Yeah.
It's hard buying a house anywhere. Really.
True.
But particularly in expensive cities.
Yeah.
Sure. But that dream was it accomplished or it's upcoming?
Not yet. So it's the dream for this year. So Kim Woo-nim hopes to buy a house this year.
So in my case, my family never owned a house like until I was 30 years old.
Okay.
So one of my dream was to buy a house for my parents. But then at the time I was working in London, UK, I was earning quite well. But after all the tax and the rent in London, I didn't have much left. It wasn't enough to buy a house at the age of 30. So I had my second job as a translator, which I hated. But then it was paying well. So I was thinking, okay, I calculated, okay, if I do this work like until this year, this much, it may be possible to buy a house, but I hate this work. What should I do? While also it's a second job, I have my main job as well. And then at some point I realized actually there may be people who love this work, not me. So I actually set up a translation company and I hired people and I got more work from my clients and I gave this work to everybody.
I don't like this job. You do it for me.
No, but actually it gave some people good opportunities.
Of course it
Yeah,
would.
especially for a lot of working, like a lot of moms who are staying home. It was a good job.
That's true for any job. You
Yeah.
know, some people love doing it and other people aren't aren't cut out for it, right? So for you personally, you weren't cut out for that job, but you were wise enough to realize, well, this is a dream for some people.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they study really, really hard for a really long time to do that job too, right?
You know what I do? I just call my friends and I just give them the job.
Yeah.
So I don't get any money.
Oh. Let's read another message from a
Okay.
listener before our next break. This one from Kim Jong-hyun-님.
저는 올해 30을 세고 나면 40살 하고도 한 살을 더 먹게 되는 골드미스랍니다. 명절 때마다 친척들에게 왜 결혼 못하느냐 이런 걱정스러운 잔소리가 이제 귀에 딱지가 앉을 정도랍니다. 이런 골든미스인 저에게도 유일한 소원이 있어요. 그것은 바로 제가 바라는 이상형의 남자를 만나서 올가을에 결혼을 하는 것인데요. 그동안 제가 다른 친구나 동료들 또 지인의 축의금 낸 것을 이제 돌려받아야 할 때가 오지 않았나 본전 생각이 납니다. 제발 올해에는 저의 꿈 꼭 이루어서 우리 엄마의 근심 걱정을 하나 덜어드리고 싶습니다. So,
Yeah, marriage.
so she's 41 years old, single woman who wants to get married this year, by this fall.
I
exactly.
see. By this fall, that's
Yeah.
very specific.
She has to try hard.
But
you
he
know.
doesn't. She doesn't have a boyfriend yet. So hopefully she'll find Mr. Perfect. soon.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. It's really interesting, and I think that this is a culture difference. Maybe we can say it's a culture difference. Maybe not. Maybe that's not fair between the West and Korea. Is that there's so much societal pressure in Korea to get married. You know, my sister was 44, 43, 44, I think, before she got married. And she wasn't worried about it. My parents didn't care at all. So nobody was putting pressure on her, and she didn't feel any pressure either. But in Korea, you know, society says, you know, the age is 30. You got to get married by your 30, right? And 31, 32, everybody gets married around that time. For me, well, Junghyun-nim, if it makes you feel better, my Korean age is 42.
What?
Yeah,
And
he doesn't look it, right?
What?
He looks younger
and
than me.
I have no desire to get married this fall. None whatsoever.
Well,
And
yeah.
I don't feel any pressure to do it. And if there was pressure, well, then that's from other people. If you feel pressure, I think you're putting it on yourself. So, you know.
I think it's not really important what others think.
Yeah.
What's important is what she feels and
Yeah.
what she wants in her life.
But if that is what you want, then I hope that you achieve that goal. But for me, I don't know. I think I'm probably going to be maybe 46, 47, 48 maybe before I get married. Yeah. I want to make sure it's the exact right person, not just for the sake of getting married. Yeah. Let's listen to another song, shall we? Andy Williams, Happy Heart. You're listening to Morning Special on EBS FM, and today we have a special guest, and we are reading some messages from our listeners as well. It must be a treat for our listeners to hear the messages read on air by Soo Yung, I would guess, right?
Yeah. Hey, so maybe you can read another one.
Sure.
Yeah.
I will read a
Kim Hee-
message by 유승균.
Okay, that one first, sure.
Okay. 저는 올해 2월 퇴직을 앞둔 초등교사입니다. 아침 출근길에 모닝 스페셜을 잘 듣고 있습니다. 올해 2월이면 차 안에서 듣는 모닝 스페셜은 끝이겠네요. 집에서 편하게 들을 수 있게 되겠어요. 저는 얼마 전 민화를 배우고 있는데요. 그림을 시작한 지 얼마 되지 않았는데 참 재밌어요. 붓으로 선을 그리고 선이 이어지면서 꽃이 되고 하늘, 태양이 됩니다. 물감으로 면을 메꾸다 보면 어느새 눈이 침침해져 옵니다. 안경을 벗었다, 썼다 하기를 반복해서 하나의 작품을 완성하다 보면 서너 시간이 훌쩍 지나가 있어요. 하나하나 그린 작품을 전시하고 싶습니다. 저는 75살에 붓을 들어서 80살에 처음으로 개인전을 열었던 미국의 할머니 화가 모제스보다는 많이 이릅니다. 하지만 저처럼 아직도 무언가를 하는 것을 나이 때문에 망설이고 있는 사람들에게 용기를 주고 싶습니다. So she's going to retire soon as a teacher, but she has started learning how to paint
Oh, awesome.
recently. So she loves it, and she is hoping to have her own exhibition at some point.
That's great. Oh, good for
Beautiful.
you. Oh, that's amazing. I want to learn how to do that someday too, paint.
I always envy people who are great drawers and
Yeah.
painters. I just can't do it.
I know. I have no artistic talent whatsoever. Yeah, but painting is such a stress release, I'm sure, right?
Stressful.
Yeah. Stress release. I
Stress
mean.
release. Okay. Sorry, I thought it's stressful for you, but
Yeah,
okay.
well, if you're not good, maybe it is stressful,
Yeah,
right?
it's stressful for me.
Yeah. How about another one from Kim Hae-jin-님?
안녕하세요. 모닝 스페셜 13년지기 애청자입니다. 13 years has been listening to Morning Special.
Cool.
2016년에는 사실 오랫동안 꿈꿔왔던 일을 이루고 싶습니다. 그동안 영어 공부도 모닝과 함께 해왔고 꾸준히 들으면서 나도 한 번쯤 모닝 데이트에 나가고 싶다라는 꿈이 생겼는데요. 2016년에 제가 저의 일로 모닝 데이트에 나가서 회사도 소개하고 저도 소개하고 스티브 선생님도 뵙고 제작진들도 만나뵈며 저의 영어 인터뷰 실력도 검증하고 싶습니다. 조금 무서울 수도 있지만 2016년에 모닝데이트 한번 배웠으면 좋겠습니다. 제 꿈이 이루어질 수 있도록 오늘도 고고! 감사합니다.
That's so sweet.
정보 PD님, do we have the morning date music? I would like to take a moment to show 혜진님 what it would sound like if 혜진님 were the morning date guest. Okay, if we can have that music, that would be great. CEO of your own company, that's pretty cool, huh? Yeah,
Well,
listening
I'm
to
not sure if he or she is the CEO, but they just want our listener just wants to come and introduce the company.
introduce the company
Yeah.
through the morning date interview. I see. Okay. Here we go. 혜진님, this is what it would sound like. Morning date. Welcome to another edition of Morning Date, where I get to sit and chat with outstanding figures and from all fields and walks of life. And today, what a treat! We have the chance to sit down with Kim Hae-jin-nim, who is going to introduce his or her company to us.
We're guessing it's a her.
Welcome to the show, Kim Hae-jin-nim.
Yay! Although we don't hear your voice right now, maybe it will come true.
That's what it would sound like. Yeah. So, Soo Yung, songwriting. When did you start to do this?
When I was in Hollywood, like 2 years ago, I met a friend who is a music producer.
Okay.
And he actually suggested to me to, why don't you write your story and make a song?
Okay.
So I wrote my first lyrics, and the song, the lyrics became a song called "Fly to Your Dream,"
Okay.
which is sung by a professional singer. It's a very like kind of motivational song based on my childhood story, but it's more like a fantasy, it's like a story about a little girl in a small island, while everybody else say don't even dream of going beyond the sea, but she dreams of like flying over the sea, and she wants to discover what's there above the sky and above the sea, and then she eventually makes it. So I actually made a music video with a very professional animation team as well. So it's a music video of like a really beautiful small girl becomes like a butterfly person, like with a butterfly wing, and she eventually flies to the sky.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're going to listen to a song. This is a song that you're singing.
And the second song I wrote the lyrics with
Yeah.
is the first song that I sang with my own voice.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know you were a singer.
No, it's not. I'm not a professional singer, but I love singing. But I know that I'm not professional, but I enjoy it as it is.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. This song is from Kim Suyoung. Sung by Kim Suyoung as well, right?
Yeah.
Written and sung by. The title is Aya.
This has two meaning actually. This I means I as in me, but also I as in child in Korean.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually song for our inner child, because after having talked to so many readers of my books, I realized that people are afraid of doing something.
Yeah.
They want to do something, but they are too afraid of failure. So I want to say, actually, it's okay if you fail. You are still the same person. There's nothing wrong with you, and you are just special as who you are now. So don't worry about failure. So this is like kind of a curing song that's saying, thank you for being alive, and I'm sorry for I couldn't be the best for you with me, and I love you, like I love myself.
Pretty cool story. Let's hear it. Kim Suyoung, Aya. And she's a great singer too.
Oh, your voice is so pure and innocent.
Thank you.
That's great. Well, we're already out of time for today, but thank you so much, Soo Yung, for joining us and sharing your story and reading some of our listeners' messages as well, and letting us hear your music. And a very happy New Year to you. 새해 복 많이 받으세요.
네,
Thank
새해 복
you.
많이
It was a
받으세요.
pleasure.
And it was a year since we saw you last time, so let's not make it a year since we see you next time, okay?
Okay, no
All right.
problem.
All right, we'll see you then. Thanks, Soo Yung.
Thank
Thank
you.